In this video, we'll look into filtering of records. Filtering of records. We can use the where clause to filter the record. So let us create a table. Create table in the SQL Basics database. BBO is dot let's say marks. Student take care of 50. Null. Subject take care of 50. Null. Marks is an integer. Let us execute this. Right click tables, refresh. The marks table created here. Columns student where care of 50, subject where care of 50, marks integer. So let us set some values into this. Create these values. There are two students, A and B. Subjects are maths, physics and chemistry, and their marks. A has got 90, 80, 70. B has got 80, 70, 60. So let us execute this. Now we can check the table. Select star from basic dot BBO dot marks. Execute this. So we got all these marks. Student A and B, maths, physics, chemistry, 90, 80, 70, 80, 70. Now if we want to know what are the marks greater than, what are the records where marks is greater than 70. So you can say select star from SQL basics dot BBO dot marks. And then we use the where clause. Where marks is greater than 70. So marks greater than 70 is 90 and 80. So we'll get those records 90 and 80. So if we want 70 also, we can say marks greater than or equal to 70. So it will be in the where clause. The filtering will be with the where clause. And we got the 70 also. Similar way, we can say less than 70. So if I execute this, we got only 1 mark. And if I say less than or equal to 70, now we get 60 and 70. Now we will say is equal to 70. Delete this. Is equal to 70. If I execute this, we got these two records where the marks is equal to 70. Now let us see how will you use a logical operator and the aggregate function. So if I copy this, if I say select drag this down a bit. So select star from SQL basics.db where marks is greater than 70 and is the logical operator we are using, and student is equal to B. We see the original marks greater than 70. See this greater than 70. We got student A has got 19 maths, 18 physics. Student B has got 18 maths. So here, this case we are saying select star from SQL basics.db.marks where marks is greater than 70 and student should be B. Student should be B is maths, B maths and A. So that's how we can use this logical operator. Now let us see the aggregate function. Let us calculate the average. Select average of marks from SQL basics.dbo dot marks. If I execute this now, is 75. So the average marks is 75, and we want to know now the problem is to want to know the marks which are the records whose marks are greater than the average marks. Average marks is 75. So which are the records? 90, 80 and 80. These three records. But we can't use this aggregate function in the where clause to limit the records. So if I say where select star from marks and where average of marks, where marks greater than this average of marks. So if I give like this, marks greater than average of marks, so this will error out because we can't use the aggregate functions in the where clause. If I execute this, an aggregate may not appear in the where clause unless it is a subquery contain a having clause or a select list, and the column being aggregated is an outer reference. So to find out the solution for this, we will say select star from marks where marks is greater than and we will have a subquery select average of marks average of marks from, just copy this, so we are saying now where marks should be greater than what are this returns. This query returns the average of marks. So if I execute this now, we got 90 and 80 because this average of mark is 75. So greater than 75, we got three records which has got the marks 90 and 80. Now let us insert two more records which have got null. So Here it says insert into SQLBasics.dbo.marks values for student A on English. We haven't received the marks yet, so it is showing it as null. And for B English also it is showing it as null. Null means it's an unknown value. That means they may not be updated, they may not receive those marks, but it is not equal to 0. So if I set these two records now, and now again we'll check the select star from SQL basics dot dbo dot. So if I execute this, we got now two null values here. So if I want to retrieve only these null values and for whom we haven't received the marks, then we can use in the where clause is null. Where marks is null. So if I execute this, so we got the marks where whose marks is null. We got those records. Now if we want to show them as 0, if you want to just show them as 0, then you can say select student subject, and coalesce is the function we use to replace coalesce and to replace this null to 0 from SQLBasics.dbo.marks where marks is null. Execute this now, so we can show them as 0. But this 0 should be used only in cases where required, because null is different from 0. Null is that unknown, and 0 is literally 0. So we should before using this coalesce and changing it to 0, we should be absolutely making it sure that it is a 0. We can as well use that in where clause. So let us say select star from and SQLBasics.dbo.marks where marks so instead of marks we just say coalesce of marks comma 0 equal to 0. If I say this, we got these null values. So we are converting that null to 0 and comparing it with 0 in the where clause to get those records, or we can as well use this is null to get those records. If you like the video, please subscribe by clicking on the subscribe button. For notifications on upcoming videos, please click on the bell icon.